What's up guys, welcome to Tech Savvy Buyer. So I spent roughly 650 bucks or maybe even close to 700 bucks on ordering a bunch of liquid cooling parts from AliExpress. And the reason for that is, if you guys are looking to do liquid cooling at all, you probably already have figured out that things can get really expensive super quick and super easy, especially if you are a first-time builder and you don't know exactly what parts you need. The reason for that is most of these things come from overseas. So if you're ordering parts from EK, they're coming from Slovenia, and that takes a while, and you got to pay a lot for shipping as well. Now you can buy some of these things locally as well, like at your nearest micro center, or you can pick them up from some online web stores such as Performance PCs or even bigski.us for that matter. However, you're going to find out that making a simple build or maybe even a little bit of a moderate type build with a custom loop can quickly become super expensive. So I did what most people would do, and I figured, let me see if I can find some of these same parts that I'm looking for a bit cheaper. And I went down the rabbit hole of going on Reddit, and I got a lot of help actually. Big shout out to Jake93 on Reddit. Awesome guy, very helpful, and actually helped me pick out a lot of the stuff that I got here, and he's the one who gave me the pointer to go on AliExpress. Now, as with anything, ordering stuff off AliExpress can be a daunting experience, but I have to say, guys, my experience has been great. So I'm going to show you exactly what I got and all the money I spent on this. I'm not going to itemize each thing, but if you guys are interested, just reach out to me on my email and I'll send you a list of exactly every single thing, what it cost for each thing basically. So this box came with about 30 pounds of different liquid cooling accessories and things, and I went all out. I just decided I'm going to buy pretty much everything that I can think of. If my build called for about 10 fittings, I grabbed like 15 instead. I just grabbed extra things because it's coming from China. It was super cheap. I'm talking each fitting was like $2 or $2.50 compared to like $6-7 on EK's website. So literally, if I'm even spending remotely the same amount of money I would at EK, this got me so much more stuff, and surprisingly, the build quality of the stuff I'm going to show you guys is amazing. Now, before we continue, I do want to share how secure this package was when it came. And speaking of secure, that's a perfect plug for today's sponsorship. And today's video is brought to you guys by IVC VPN. It's no secret, guys, I am an affiliate with IVC, and they're still doing their Black Friday sale, which means you're going to get 90% off, and you can pick up a membership with them, or a VPN service, shall I say, for 99 cents a month for 5 years. So that's only 60 bucks, guys, and you're covered for 5 years, which means you can do all the streaming you want, and you're pretty much safe, secure if you travel a lot, all that jazz. But anyways, I'll leave links in the description below for you guys to check out IVC VPN and sign up. Make sure you use my link, that way you get the discount. Anyways, so let's get back to this. This is full of different liquid cooling accessories, and I've already taken some things out. I might be repeating myself, but I've already taken a few things out that were huge boxes, but I want to show you what I'm doing. So if you've been following my channel, you know I've been talking about doing a new build lately. I'm going to be changing out that build there, and I'm doing a build which I'm calling the White Walker. And it's actually a Cougar Conquer case. It's not a new case. It's about a couple years old. I think it debuted in 2017, I'd like to say. But the case is awesome. I wanted to go ahead and paint it white, get some chrome in there, and have a nice UV light electric blue color liquid theme, which gives it this really nice, you know, white, chrome, and blue. And that's why I just thought of White Walker from Game of Thrones, and that's why the name stuck. Anyways, not to digress. So most of these parts that I picked up are specific to the Cougar Conquer, at least the distro plate is. And we'll start with that. So this is the distro plate made by Bigski. And if you guys have looked at any builds of the Cougar Conquer, this has become very popular. In fact, most cases now have distro plates. So anyways, this one was worth $250 everywhere else in the States. I bought this off AliExpress for $150, and it comes with a DDC pump installed. Now, looking at the actual thing, the quality on this is amazingly and surprisingly legit. This is super heavy acrylic, and it's got all the cutouts where it's supposed to be. It's even got the mounting brackets, and on top of it, it's got ARGB, which means it supports the rainbow effect and has individually addressable LEDs on there for that perfect color scheme that I am going for specifically. Another thing I got, so because I was going with a white theme, I wanted to get fans that were white. Now, most of you know you're really limited when it comes to picking out white fans. You can either go and sell your kidney and buy a Corsair LL120, which is ridiculously overpriced, for $130 for 3 fans and a control. Don't even get me started on Corsair. I love Corsair, by the way. I really do. They're a great brand, but that price is just insane. So you can pick up EK Varters as well. They have a white one, which is just a basic RGB. But nowadays everything is addressable RGB. You don't want to just get plain RGB. So I came across this on AliExpress. This is a very, very cool set of fans. These 3 fans set me back about 40 bucks for this entire kit. It's 3 fans inside, comes with a remote control, all the cables, and it is PWM certified. It's got 23 decibel rating of sound, which means it's very low noise. And just look at the design of this. It's frameless. You guys see that? That is so badass. Now these lights all light up. It's got lights on this side, and it even has lights that shine towards the fan as that goes. So overall, I'm very, very pleased with this. The build quality on this is actually very, very nice, guys, surprisingly. I can't wait to put this in my rig and see what it looks like. But I ended up getting 2 boxes of these because I have 2 radiators and I needed 5 fans in total. They only sell them in packs of 3, or I think single fans you can get as well. I'll leave a link to all the stuff that I'm sharing on AliExpress for you guys to go ahead and check out. One more thing, guys, if you are gonna do what I did, make sure you negotiate with the seller. So try and buy all their stuff from one store. I'll even tell you the store that I went to, and I picked up everything from them. Because I was buying about $500-600 bucks, or yeah, close to $700 bucks worth of stuff from them, they gave me about a 20% discount around Black Friday days, and I had additional coupons added in, so it just saved me a lot. And I also used DHL Express service, so it actually shipped within a week. I didn't have to wait a month. It went through customs really quick. Always use DHL. Pay that extra if you're gonna be buying a ton of stuff, because the cost of shipping gets cheaper and cheaper as you buy more stuff. Okay, next up, we've got the Ice Dragon Reservoir. Now this is the only thing in my entire shipment that came damaged, unfortunately. This is the same thing. If you were following my stories, I posted a picture of this. It's that Resident Evil T-virus looking reservoir. And unfortunately, what happened was throughout the transit, the actual reservoir's inner helix part had plastic clips that broke. The tank is still good in itself. Everything is gonna work fine. I tested the LEDs and they work great. There was no problem with it, but just that broke. And the seller was actually great. They actually told me they're gonna send me more plastic clips so that I can reuse those, but that's actually pretty cool. And just so you guys know what I'm talking about, here is the helix that I was talking about. So you can see on front, there's a plastic clip that holds these guys together, and that's basically what snapped. But they're still good. They still look great. We're gonna fix it, don't worry. Okay, next up, I picked up a pump. Now, I'm personally not going to use the pump in my rig. The only reason I grabbed it was because it was $40 for a D5 pump. Now, I'm not sure if it's the Liang or the Laying, whichever one it's called, that's been, you know, the king of D5 pumps or whatnot. And I still ended up grabbing that from EK during their Black Friday sale. But when I opened it and I looked at it, I was actually surprised at the quality of this pump. Now, this is an RGB one as well. The only weird thing about this is that it's still using a Molex-based cable, but it also gives you an option to use SATA-based. However, this is what it looks like, and you can tell it's pretty solid quality, guys. This is all Bixby stuff. I went and decided that I'm gonna do a rig on Bixby. So if you guys have been doing research and you were curious as to how Bixby stuff is, it's legit, guys. And this seller was legit too. So we've got a Bixby pump there. I figured I'd grab a water flow meter since I'm building it as well, and I decided to get that from Bixby as well. So I grabbed a little clear acrylic flow meter that has ARGB in it as well, and that little fan inside, I don't know if you guys can see that, spins around as the water flows through it so that you know that your pump is giving good pressure or good flow. Probably not gonna go in this build either, but this was $4, guys. So cheap, I couldn't help myself. Next up, I have a tubing kit. This is essentially what Thermaltake sells for $60 on Amazon. This was for 10 bucks on AliExpress. And I may be wrong on that price, but again, I'll leave it in the links. So this is the silicone tube that goes inside while you're bending your hard tubes. They came with an actual pipe cutter also. Looks pretty decent. And then inside here is all the different molds for 180, 90 degree, and 45 degree bends that you want to do. And it also came with a tube reamer. So if you want to shave off all the excess sharp parts when you're cutting, that's pretty useful to have around when you're doing that. All right, I also decided that I'll grab a water block just for a secondary build to use in my filming, because this is something I want to start introducing into my content. I'm very passionate about building PCs, and I want to just give more content to you guys and address some of those questions that I can, who knows. Anyways, so this is the water block that's made for the AMD. I believe it's the Symphony edition. And essentially, I haven't even opened this guy up yet, and I'm probably not going to yet, but this is essentially how it comes in. almost like hard drive packing. You know what? Let's go ahead and tear it open. What's the fun in that, right? Okay, so the back plate is very heavy duty nickel, looks like. Front is acrylic. It's got the water jets inside, and just look at that. That looks solid, guys. That is actually very nice. This got a lot of weight to it too. This is good quality stuff. I mean, hands down, guys, Bixby is not cheap Chinese crap that you guys may think it is. But yeah, Bixby overall, guys, solid stuff, definitely. Got some tubes here, flexible, just clear, normal tube. This is about, I believe, 32 inches long, and it was only $3 or something dirt cheap or whatever. I figured I'd use that for a drain pipe, so that's why that's there. Okay, here's another cool thing that you really cannot even find here in the States. This is stuff you have to order off of AliExpress. Now, this is an acrylic panel that covers the PSU shroud, and is basically what this is used for is for illuminating your PSU. So on the Cougar Conquer, this is going to sit right in front of the PSU, and essentially it's just going to glow in ARGB with the ROG logo, and it comes with a 5-volt RGB cable as well built into it. In fact, everything that I got RGB wise has the 5-volt cable attached to it. Put that aside. Speaking of different shrouds and stuff, so another thing I got was a GPU backplate. Now, I'm not going to do my GPU vertical like I have it right now. I decided I'm going to lay it flat with the water cooling, and so that way the top of it, or the backplate, is going to be visible. Now, I'm using a Fantex, I can't remember the name, Glacier. Fantex Glacier water block is what I'm going with for the 1080 Ti that I have. So I can use my stock backplate with it, and I can also put this on top. Look how cool that looks, guys. This is insane, and the build quality is crazy. This has a plastic film over it right now, that's why it doesn't look as great, but it's super shiny, also addressable RGB, looks great, another 5-volt connection, and I believe this was about 20 bucks or 25 bucks, something like that. So far, all of this stuff, if you're gonna get custom made from someone else or pick it up from somewhere else, you're looking at well over $1,000 for the stuff that I have here. Next up, we've got a GPU support bracket. Now, I'm particularly not a fan of these things, but this was actually just given to me for free by the seller because I bought so much stuff. But it actually looks pretty nice. So this sits under your horizontally mounted GPU. Again, I'm sticking with the same theme of ROG. I cannot wait to show you guys this build once it is complete. It's got so much branding and stuff and so much RGB, but I'm not going to overdo it. I promise. I'm going to make sure it looks nice and it doesn't look super whack or something with a lot of RGB in it. This is my favorite thing, believe it or not. Of all the stuff I ordered, I'm like frankly pretty obsessed with this. This is awesome stuff here. This is a flow meter, and it's similar to the Helix Reservoir tank that I had, or that I just got. This is a DNA spiral flow meter, okay? And the way this works is as water flows through it, the spiral just spins horizontally, and it looks so freaking cool, guys. I'll link a video of a Cougar Conquer build where I saw someone using this, and I just thought that that was so cool and ingenious, and I wanted to do the same thing, and I ended up picking him up for him. Now, this was a little bit pricey. I think this thing alone was about 20 bucks, or I'd like to say 22 bucks or something like that. It was a bit pricey. Okay, so I've got a universal reservoir or pump bracket, shall I say. This is one that's a little bit shaped, more popped up so you can get in those difficult positions. I ended up grabbing one that's flat, same thing. It's also another pump bracket or reservoir bracket. It's basically universal. You can use it however you want. These are both Bixby parts. I got some extensions for my PSU. Now, if I'm doing everything that's going to be coordinated to a specific theme, you need to have matching cables for it to look really nice. And so they sent me some cable combs with it that are clear, acrylic, and they even still have the tape on them so that they didn't get damaged along the way. Okay, I'll show you guys this in a second. And here's the kit of cable. So this is actually going to be the cable colors that I'm going to use. Now, I ordered separate cables also from another store on AliExpress, just in case I didn't like these, and I'm going to compare the two, but I think the color scheme that's coming to me on that is nicer than what this is, but I haven't decided yet. But I have some light blue, dark blue, and some white going on in there just to match along with the White Walker theme that I have. Now, another cool thing, pretty much this is a genius product. When I saw it on there, I'm like, okay, I need to have that for sure, is a power supply direction changer, or let me rephrase that. It's the 24-pin ATX adapter that changes the direction of it. So typically you have your cables going up and going down into the board. This is going to change that to face this way so it looks a lot cleaner. It's basically just an adapter that plugs into your motherboard and changes the direction of where you're going to plug that 24-pin ATX power supply to it. So it looks fantastic. All right, got some LED strips, nothing fancy here. They are not magnetic. They are just with 3M backing and they plug in. They are ARGB. Got some fill bottles. These were like 99 cents each. These are 250 mils fill bottles. I just figured I'd grab some extra just in case I needed it. All right, this is funny. So I saw a syringe on there with a little tube, and I figured I'll order that as well if I have to get in a sticky situation to fill up something. So this is the 200 mil syringe, okay, and I swear it looks like it came out of a hospital. There's like Chinese writing and all this shit all over it, but here's the funny part. So this is the thing that's supposed to come with it, the little tube that goes in. And on the back, it freaking says stomach tube. They sent me a stomach tube as part of a PC part, so that should tell you guys something. Sorry, that was hilarious when I got that. It was crazy. But yeah, aside from this being janky as hell, everything else is pretty solid. Okay, before I lose my mind here. So I got another, this is an RGB fan hub or light hub you can use, and it's basically also ROG. All right, they just sent me an extra RGB remote to use with everything, I guess. Didn't order this freebie that came inside there. All right, let's look at the main thing you guys probably want to see. It's the fittings. Now, I already took out some of the fittings. First of all, they all come individually wrapped like this. This is a giant drain plug, okay? They all come individually wrapped. I don't know why they do that, but it's really nice that they do. So because it came from China and it probably had machining oil in it, I decided to wash the fittings that I got. But these are the hard tube fittings. And let me show you guys up close what they actually look like. And as you guys can see, they're really nice quality. These fittings, they do a fantastic job. There are about 20 of these that I got that are designed for 16 millimeter ODs of hard tubes. I've got some male extender rotary ones as well. I've got a drain plug in there as well, a T adapter, all these different fittings, and they're all solid. I got some male to female extenders that are 35 millimeters long and 25 millimeters long, just in case I didn't know what I would need. But again, normal builds will not ask you or require you to grab this many fittings, guys. This is a ton of fittings, but it was so cheap that I just decided to go ball out on this and buy a whole bunch of them. Inside, I've got some more drain plugs, a bunch of different colors, some soft tube fittings as well. Again, I'll link every single thing in the description. I got some more plugs, not just drain plugs, but just caps that go on to the reservoir, caps that go on to blocks that you don't want to have certain areas flowing liquid out of, for radiators, whatnot. You get the point. Okay, we have some more 90-degree angle elbow fittings. These are just straight female to female extension joints for corners as you do your runs. Again, I'm going to show you guys all this stuff. Now here are those Barrow fittings that I was talking about. So even Barrow has legit fittings. They all look really, really well. So I think I'll probably just do some justice if I just show you what's inside this box for the fittings, because it's kind of hard to just bring them all up to camera, and that way you guys can get a good assessment. Okay, so as you guys can see, there is just a ton of baggies of different types of connectors and whatnot in here, and you can see they all are pretty solid looking in here. These are the plastic, or sorry, the rubber rod connectors that go with the fittings that I have on the side somewhere. They go with these parts here. But look at the quality of this. I just want to show you guys the build quality of this is just insane. I mean, I've seen other fittings and used other fittings, but this, I was just completely thrown off at how nice these are. And here's the drain plug and all those different adapters I was showing you guys. It's just insanely nice. So I even got some exhaust caps. I got some extra O-rings just in case I would need those. A pack of O-rings just in case anything leaks and whatnot. This is that exhaust thing. Now this thing alone costs like 16 bucks online, and I picked this up for I believe $7 or $6 or something. So it's still expensive compared to everything else that you see inside this box. But overall, I'm very, very happy with everything here. All right, so that's pretty much what came in this package, guys. I paid roughly $650 to $700, including DHL Express shipping, which basically got me all of this stuff here in less than 10 days. In fact, I ordered it, I believe, last week Wednesday, and it's already here 1 week later. I got everything that I had ordered. So everything came in great condition. The only thing that got damaged was that Helix Reservoir tank, the one that looks like the T-Virus from Resident Evil, and the seller has already responded saying that they're going to replace that for me and get me everything I need. So this is basically an awesome deal, guys. Had I went and grabbed all of this stuff in the same quantity from Bixky.us, or if I picked this up from EKWB, their comparable versions, or from PerformancePCs.com, I was looking at easily spending double or triple the amount that I spent. And they're not giving free shipping in most cases also, even if you spend more. I believe Performance PC does if you spend more than 150 bucks, but even with their Black Friday pricing and whatnot, there's still a lot of stuff that was still more expensive than if you're ordering it off here. Now, with that being said, just a forewarning, so there's certain things that you guys should get from AliExpress and sources like this that I would recommend, like I bought myself, and then there's some stuff that I wouldn't. So even though I bought a D5 pump, that's really just gonna be for a secondary build for testing and stuff like that. It's not gonna go in my primary rig. I still chose EKWB to get the actual pump itself, the D5 pump. I did grab that during the Black Friday sale, so I ended up snagging it for I think 60 or 70 bucks or something like that. It wasn't super crazy expensive. The other thing that I didn't want to get from the Bixky or from Barrow for that matter is the GPU plate and some of the blocks. Blocks are stuff that I would prefer to stay with another brand that's preferably European made. I went and just stuck with EKWB. I'm getting a mono block for the Crosshair Hero 8 X570 board. That's what I'm using for this build specifically. Now, I showed you guys that I did get another block. Again, that's just going to be for testing. Maybe I'll do a review on it separately to show you, and it turns out it might perform great. Who knows? But the block, honestly, guys, that water block that you saw, the Symphony one, cost 32 bucks compared to spending $100 or $80 to $100 of EKWB stuff. And frankly, everything is made in China. It really just comes down to the quality of stuff they're using and the quality control, or the ISO certified, all that jazz. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. So anyways, GPU block, water block, that's the stuff I chose to stick with getting it from another source other than AliExpress. Now, another thing you'd probably be thinking about is radiators. So radiators, this one is kind of either or. You can choose to get whatever radiator suits your build. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of stuff that you should really be worried about that you're going to get some cheap quality. I've heard a lot of good things about Bixky's water radiators. I've heard a lot of good things about Barrow's radiators as well. In fact, they give you some of the best color configurations and cool features like temperature reading panels and OLED screens and a whole bunch of shit on there, honestly, that some of the competition isn't even doing right now. So they have a ton of stuff on there that's really cool. However, I decided I was going to use EK's PE Series one until I did a little bit more research, and I realized, one, that doesn't even fit in my case after I ordered it, and two, their cooling performance is not as great as, let's say, Hardware Labs or going with Alpha Cool or one of the other ones. So I ended up ordering a Black Ice Nemesis GTS series, which is the thinnest one that you can get. It's about 30 millimeters thick, and it's got excellent cooling performance at low RPMs, which is perfect for the fans that I got, because you guys saw they were a shroudless fan. But overall, guys, this is solid stuff. You guys should definitely check it out. I have links in the description. Let me know if you guys thought this was an awesome haul. I'm really psyched. I can't wait to build this and show you guys how I do my custom loops and how things are going to look when I am done with it. But nonetheless, guys, thank you very much. I know this was a very long video. Thank you for staying through. Even if you fast forwarded through some of the stuff, that's completely fine. I know it's hard to watch videos that are this long, and it's hard for me to make them any shorter when I have this much stuff to show you guys. But anyways, guys, thank you again for sticking through to the end. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you're new to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button. It does help my channel grow, and it makes me happier to do stuff like this for you guys. If you like this, hit that like button while you're here. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. No worries. We'll try and make better content for you. And as always, again, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys on my next one. Peace out.